in to Athletics LLC with Lamar, Lucius, Big League Chew, and my man Clyde, and the governor. You're about to be schooled in all things track and field. This is experience. Yes, sir. We are talking past, present, future. Y'all listen up. Let's go.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. I'm going to warn you now, the tiles are frisky on this last episode of season 3. So we'll see. We'll see how frisky they can get, or how tame they can be, I mean. So welcome one, welcome all to another fun, and I think this one's going to be informative episode of Athletics LLC. Sir Lucius, how are you this evening, sir?
I am suffering from Florida Rays fatigue. But I'm getting a little bit better each day. So by the Thursday night before the Tom Jones meet, I should be better, and I'll get to start all over again. So
right.
Yeah.
Oh man, Governor, how are you tonight, sir?
I'm suffering from Texas Relays fatigue, and like this regeneration week that we're in couldn't come at a better time because I need it.
Right.
Everyone that was there, we'll talk about it later, but I think everybody was there to definitely identify with how I feel and how we all feel collectively.
Mm-hmm. Lamar, just Lamar. How are you tonight, sir?
Amazingly, I'm good. I drove 5.5 hours yesterday in total for one inning of baseball, which is not elite nor ideal, but that's the nature of agenting. It happens. But I feel pretty good, actually.
Nice.
Kind of excited for this show.
It's a good day to have a good day.
It is a good day to have a good day.
Clyde, how are you tonight, sir?
I'm not going to be happy till my 4x1 is fixed.
All right. All right.
Somebody fix the toy. Fix the toy.
Oh, no, it's my problem to fix, but I don't care whatever else happens. I can't accept this.
I mean, basically, the West Coast has been put on notice.
Right. If you see Clyde, he's angry at a meet.
I reward.
Right. Well, this relays weekend that we all refer to, it's funny because I mean, obviously I hadn't been to Texas Relays for Florida Relays prior to last year, and I was a part of the group that I heard about those weekends, and now I'm on the receiving end of yeah, I won't talk to you till next weekend, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now. But I mean, beyond the fatigue and the heat and the long days, I mean, people did a job this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I think you, in all fairness and out of all respect, you have to start with the Texas women. 3 collegiate records, monstrous time in the 4x4. Edric definitely chose violence this weekend.
Chose violence.
And that's like at the bottom. That was just at the bottom.
Yeah, like 124. I mean, 42 flat. What they were on 130 or one.
I don't know. Something fast.
So
128 or
128.05.
Exactly. Yeah, 128.05. 326 in the sprint.
Yeah, that's one I remember.
There's guys teams that don't run that fast.
I know.
Yeah.
And then, there must be a pretty good hurdle coach in Kentucky somewhere.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lonnie and his crew.
12:36.
Yeah, 12:36 is pretty nice.
It was funny, post race, he was walking with Marseille and he was the only coach out there. And I'm like, you can do that. You're allowed on the track. Yeah.
Exactly.
He gets the all access pass.
So there's a lot more going on in Texas Relays, but the funniest thing for me from the weekend about Texas Relays is it's kind of like a precursor to things to come, right? Texas Relays this weekend was the perfect example of you can have a meet that on TV looks phenomenal, and for the fans in the stands, phenomenal, but is run horrifically. And you don't see any of that. And people think because the product on the track is good that all is well. Like the men's 4x4 in Texas relays, it's the best 400-meter 4x4 race in collegiate history.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Best ever.
Yep.
Doesn't matter that the organization of the meet was insane, right? Like Georgia almost took the record off the board.
Yeah.
UCLA did take their school record off the board, and if you don't know who was on that UCLA team,
Just say that slowly one more time. I need everybody to hear you say that again.
UCLA took the men's 4x4 school record off the board.
Let's think about the problem.
No, let's let the governor educate. Let's let the governor educate.
Three Olympians. No.
I'm gonna let
Olympic
Lamar.
gold medalists on
Right.
that relay.
Lamar. So let's hear the names. Go ahead.
Yeah, give them the names.
That relay team was Steve Lewis.
Yes.
You could stop right there.
It was Steve Lewis to Kevin Young to Henry Thomas to Danny Everett.
I don't think Henry was on the team. I think Mike Marsh was on it.
Oh, okay. So it's Mike. So then there's actually 4 Olympic gold medalists.
Wow.
I'll have to look it up. But it was either Mike or Henry.
It's one of those. It's Mike or Henry.
Yeah.
So it's either 3 gold medalists or 4.
I feel like Henry was on the team, and the crazy thing about Henry Thomas is, from a talent perspective, I mean, Henry Thomas had his issues and didn't have the career, right? But he might have been more gifted than all of those guys.
Oh,
Well, according to John Smith, he was the most gifted one.
If you ask them, and I am blessed to be friends with all of them. If you ask them, they will all tell you that Henry was the most talented.
unbelievable.
And I mean, the governor and I sat and the governor and I had dinner with Leroy at Texas Relays, and he said the 2 guys that you never wanted to train with were Mike Marsh and, from what he heard, Henry Thomas.
Yeah.
Well, see, it's interesting. I had a conversation with Mike Marsh, and he said to me, Carl wasn't the most talented guy in the group, but he outworked everybody, and he was the smartest athlete he's ever been around.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, Carl could just figure things out on the spot. But anyway, back to Texas Relays.
But yes. So Texas Relays, Baylor.
Yeah.
Welcome. I mean, they've been back, but welcome back.
Yeah.
Baylor 3-flat 61 in April.
In
Mm-hmm.
April,
And they were 4th.
they were 4th.
They're 4th. Alabama
Yeah.
259.15.
Which is a school record for them.
School record.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking over these results, and it's just total insanity. Let's not be I'll be remiss. Javon Harrison, 233.
Yeah.
He's like, did y'all forget about me?
Nope.
Let me hit you with one
Can't
of these
forget
real
about,
quick.
Coleman, Bednarek, King, Bracy, 3808. But to me, the thing that just stood out to me, USA Track and Field put 5 4x1 female 4x1s on the track.
Yes, they did.
Every one of them ran under 43 seconds. Okay.
Yes.
If anyone had any questions about the depth, okay, there was a relay that was just hurdlers,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like it is amazing to me that.
Wait a minute. So can we pause there?
Okay.
Can we pause on the pro women's 4x1s from Texas?
Yeah.
Can we do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, and send the hate mail and send whatever. It's fine. From a 100-meter dash perspective,
Mm-hmm.
Aaliyah Hobbs is our best sprinter.
Yep.
She's the American record holder in the 60. She is probably our best shot to get a medal in the 100 at the World Championships. I like Aaliyah Hobbs. I'm a fan of Aaliyah Hobbs. I root for Aaliyah Hobbs. I would never let her run anchor on the relay again. There are at least 3 better options to anchor that team. And I say that team because very intelligently, in my opinion, Michelle and the crew ran the exact same setup from the World Championships.
Let's
Melissa
go.
Jefferson on
Jefferson,
first,
Steiner.
Abby Steiner down the backstretch,
Yep.
Jenna Prandini on third. And folks, I got news for you. I'm not talking about the career,
Mm-hmm.
okay, because that is early. It's early. But Abby Steiner down the backstretch is just as good as Allison ever was.
No,
Dude.
Okay. Okay.
too early. Too early.
I'm not talking about a career. I'm talking about her ability to go down the backstretch. And Jenna Prandini, I don't care if she
Way
makes
too
the
early.
team or doesn't make the team. Jenna Prandini should stay exactly where she is because she is elite at third.
Everybody that was there, okay, when Jenna gets that stick, it was over.
Yeah, I don't think there's any argument that Jenna is an elite turn runner and always has been.
Yes.
She's a relay
But
savant.
I caution you to be very careful ever comparing anybody to Allison.
I just did, and I did it on purpose.
Just be.
That ain't the
I know
issue.
you did it on purpose. But just be careful.
That's fine. That ain't the issue.
Just be very
My issue is this. I watched Gabby Thomas, Sha'Carri,
Mm-hmm.
and TT last year in the show against the Jamaicans
Yep.
look significantly better than Aaliyah on anchor. And I don't think that whatever happens in the 100 should be a part of that conversation.
So I am going to be the elder statesman on the show and remind you that it was April 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
maybe
April 1st for everybody, right?
Yeah, hold on a second. Okay, can I finish? Let me
Yeah.
finish. As the elder statesman, and there's a good possibility that maybe Aaliyah Hobbs is in a different training situation because she had a long indoor season.
Yeah.
Sure.
You
Yep.
know? So unlike you young folks, I'm never anointing anybody off of one freaking race.
Oh, it's not
And
about
and I'm definitely not anointing anybody off the Texas relays. I'm not doing that.
It's not anointing off the Texas relays. Let me be clear about that. Because
Well, no,
we
you
had
just
this
did.
conversation last summer.
You just did.
No. This was the height of the summer, drama about the relay. Should Aaliyah be in? Should Aaliyah be out? She did really good in the 100. Why isn't she on the relay? There you go. Because other people do those jobs.
I will tell you this. The jury's still out, and there's
Mhm.
no way. It'll be a long time before I'm ever telling anybody that Abby's better than.
I mean,
So
Okay.
yeah, come on. I mean, I can give you a little bit of leeway with the Aaliyah thing because we haven't seen her on anchor other than that relay the other day, so she's got some work to do to show us that she belongs there.
Right.
Right. But at the end of the day, the Abby thing, we got to table that for a really long time.
Okay, but
I'm going to table it anyway.
To your point, and I agree with your point. She's got a long way to go and needs to prove that she belongs there. My point is most people don't believe that. Most people believe she belongs there already and should have already been there. And that's the
Who
problem.
are we talking about? Talking about Abby?
No, I'm talking
no, he's talking about Hobbs.
I'm not talking about Hobbs. I'm talking about Abby.
But wait.
Okay.
The prove there and belongs there.
Okay.
You were talking about Aaliyah.
But both of them in this case. Okay, so here's my deal, right? And again, this has happened before. Okay, people make a team, they run really well, and then we never see them again.
Mm-hmm.
It's April 1st. It's the Texas Relays.
Yeah.
Everything can be
41-8 in
totally
April is phenomenal.
okay. I didn't say it wasn't, but again, it's April 1st. But if we don't do it again, okay, so I will tell you this, and the governor will agree with me without ever looking up anything, right? There are a plethora of teams who go to the Texas Relays and run their fastest time of the year and never run faster the rest of the year.
Collegiate team, sure, yeah.
It is documented
Yeah.
Documented.
in
Exactly.
up and down.
So exactly.
Right.
So at the end of the day, Texas is a phenomenal place to run the relay, which is
Yeah.
why that won't happen this year because we're going back to Texas
Right.
for the
Right.
collegiate.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, I think Abby's doing a phenomenal job. I do. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not. You know, that's unfair. But you know, and again, Aaliyah's gotta have a chance. But see, here's the beauty of this. I don't get paid to coach USA Relay, so I really can't.
Right.
But I will tell
Right.
you this because we threw the shout out there to the 3808. Canadians ran 30. Canadians ran 37.7.
Oh
So
no, the
here's-
Americans got the head busted by the Canadians again.
So here's the
Again.
part that I
But it's okay. And in defense of the Americans, they got second. First of all, was a Liberian on the anchor leg who
right.
left like half a mile early.
Yes.
And so that team ran 38.16. Did anybody notice who led that team off?
I don't know which team is which,
No.
but what I didn't wait.
was the
Let me
order?
say this.
No. Who led off the team that Ariane Grant and Joseph ran on? Anybody
I
knows who
don't
led that team
know.
off?
I hope that was Michael Norman's team.
Nope.
No. Okay.
It was Michael Norman to Kendall Williams to Little Lyles to Big Lyles.
Well, Michael Norman was
Oh my God.
phenomenal.
Oh my gosh.
Lights
so-
out.
Okay. I'm gonna send you the video because once again, yeah. So anyway,
Who
that
popped
was
off that team?
okay. Hold on a second. Dedrick Vanover led off the
Really?
Gainesville Elite team. Yes.
Okay.
Dedrick Vanover, who has been training for the combine, who on Thursday ran 4:30 something and did all the other drills and all that stuff. He came out there on Saturday and then ran 10:22 and popped off the relay.
Very nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
Props
So
to
that
Mr.
team,
Norman.
so yeah. So yeah, we and if Joe doesn't leave early, trust me, it's a whole different story. But hey, that's obviously I can't coach him, so well, I'll do better next time.
I was hoping you would get better.
But I mean, back to the performances on the track. I want to give a shout out to my birthday twin Dana Boone down at UCF, who is just flat getting it done. Like they ran the 7th fastest time in collegiate history in the shuttle hurdle relay, and she was mad. Like I said, Dana, that was really fast.
Yeah.
She's like, they look like crap. I was like, Dana, that was really fast.
Leave my record alone, Dana.
like no, like we're trying to find a way to put it into Tom Jones so she can take another shot. So I don't know. We'll see if we don't think we have enough teams to do it right now. So.
Hey, leave my record be for a few more years, man.
But so shout out to Dana for the work she's doing. The Florida relays, we had a lot of great things happen here. I think the high school sections here, obviously we can't talk names, but the performances are off the chain.
Off the charts.
Like 44 in the middle, 137. I mean, I think what they were in 135 and then 337. It was crazy. No, it was more than 135, but whatever it was fast, and 10, 11, 26. There's just two guys at 150 in the 800. It was just a great competition in the distances and everything.
Tell us a little bit about Anna Hall's race.
Which one?
The 54.94.
Well, I mean, like she was 14 through 6, and then she decided to start thinking. And then she might have, we jokingly said, we haven't counted, but we jokingly say she took like 27 steps between hurdles 9 and 10. It wasn't quite
that was
big.
funny. That was funny.
But she ran for 54.94. She jumps 189 and an hour later runs 203. And the best thing about the 203 was she listened and went out in 61. And trust me, she would have run faster, but they just didn't make her run faster. So
Okay.
She took apart 3 real half milers.
Yeah.
I mean,
then you had the 100 meters with obviously the 1090 by Talitha was windy.
Yes.
But I'm gonna tell you right now. Remember, I told you this. We will be talking about Tamari Davis later this summer. Trust me, we will. Because I know it was 1080 something. It was a big win behind her, but folks, she was jogging.
Wow.
Total cruise control.
Wow.
Total cruise control. They'll have a whole problem with her come July.
How old is she now?
18 or 19.
Yeah.
I think she's supposed. I think her and Ariana are about the same age. And big shout out to the young Crick for, it's a little windy, but 998 still.
Yep.
Good start for him. Big Joe comes out the gate at 10:04.
So,
but the most exciting thing I was about this weekend was Robert Dunning running. I mean, it was again a little windy at 3.0, but 13-14 it's a big run for him, man.
Yeah, Tamari's 20.
That
She's
was
20, yeah.
That was impressive for sure. Dunning was impressive. On the West Coast, Stanford is known, Stanford Invitational Weekend is distance mecca, right? But I want to give a shout out to Adoti and Cooper. I was there, 10:07 by himself on that track, win legal. Adoti is figuring some things out.
Awesome.
That's good.
Yep. Last but not least, I mean, I don't think we talked about Hurdle Mechanics, their 4x4 that they put together, ran 3:24.82. Muhammad, Holmes, Brittany, and Anna Cockrell. It was pretty fun to watch. But this weekend if this weekend is a precursor to what's to come this year, I mean, it's insane. It's going to be insane.
So then I want to throw a question to the group. It's a slightly petty question, but it's a legitimate question.
Slightly petty.
No, you'll understand.
Oh, of course I will, yeah.
If you haven't seen the race, I suggest you get on YouTube and watch the race, because normally when someone runs 2:58 in a 4x4, it's like they're way out front and they stay out front and it's a whole spectacle. No. It was an actual race that came down to a comeback. I had the lead and then I lost the lead and then I got the lead back in the 4x4 from Georgia.
Yep.
And will Georgia break the collegiate record, and will they end the season with it?
Okay, I'll answer first. I'll say yes and no.
That's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I feel that way, but that's how I feel about it.
I know why I feel that way. I'm gonna keep that to myself.
Because you're petty.
No,
I'm kidding.
No. I like, for me, I say this all the time, right? Like, history is really and truly the best predictor of the future. I mean, listen, there is nothing better than watching the returning 4x4 from last year with probably better personnel be pseudo disrespected and then directly pseudo disrespected by Dwight Stones. Take that, Florida Relays. Like,
oh no, that happened. That was on. That was
actually happened.
Right.
That was absolutely on air.
Listen, we all know the man, so we all know there was a receipt that was, remember that little steel pointed thing? You take the receipt, go.
Yep.
I'm 100% sure that receipt is on his desk. So, if 4x4s get won by personnel, and at the end of the day, the best 4-person personnel is in Gainesville.
I think it boils down to the schedule and who best is prepared. Put that 4x4 on the track and have the right people ready to go at that time. So running a one-off, hey, have at it. But boy, I think we're seeing what the blueprint is, and I think the teams that come in there most prepared, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch.
Well,
gonna be fun.
A precursor to the immediate future. Mount Sac is in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
UGA is coming to Mount Sac, so UCLA is going to get their rematch.
Woo-wee.
And if you're USC, you can't have that in your backyard and not be
And
involved.
not participate, right?
Exactly.
So,
But they've got their home meet this weekend.
yeah, the home nobody worried about the home meet. But like if you're a West Coast fan of this, you understand, like, you
Outside
can't
would
have
be
that
crazy.
happen. You just can't have that happen.
I'm wasn't going to comment, but I'm going to comment. So this is what I got for you. The answer to your question is I don't know and I don't know. The other thing I'm going to tell you is that the biggest mistake you can do is go out every weekend trying to chase that record, and I'm going to leave it alone. Big mistake.
Yep.
Because contrary to popular belief, and the EP knows this, when we broke the record last year, we weren't trying to break the record.
Right.
We weren't. And there's only so many bullets in the gun, and you gotta save your bullets for the right time. You know?
Exactly.
And the governor made an incredible point. The schedule will make a big difference.
Yep.
It will be.
That's why Tom Jones will be interesting, folks.
Hey, I can tell y'all this right now. We're not going after the collegiate record that Tom Jones beat. I can tell you that right now.
Y'all didn't go after the collegiate record that Tom Jones last year. I can tell you that right now.
And we're not going after it this year either, sir.
Oh, man.
Awesome.
Oh.
So 257 is loading.
No chance.
Well,
Okay.
one of the things I think we all appreciate about the Florida relays, particularly over the Texas relays, is that they do run the individual events.
Yes. Yes.
Texas A&M put up 250 points on the board.
Yes, they did. Very impressive.
Miss Arnold and Miss Robinson Jones, 50 point.
Yep.
Texas A&M likes running on your track. They had a young lady run 49 seconds last year at Tom Jones.
At Tom Jones, yes.
They like running on your track.
No, they did a good job.
All right.
You know, and I will give a shout out to Richie Bean and his Alabama State crew. They had a good this weekend too.
Yes, they did.
Nice. As did Alan Johnson and some of his A&T folks. So it was a great meet all the way around.
Hey.
Before we move off this weekend, though, I do want to give a shout out to a group of people that deserve a ridiculous amount of respect, and they should get like actual flowers and wine from the University of Texas. The staff at Texas State put on their version of the West Regional on a track that has one long jump pit, one long jump runway and one pole vault runway, meaning in one direction. And they ran through, what did we counted, Governor? They ran through 48 male and 48 female discus throwers, and then 124 total male and female long jumpers. And it's like 68 or something male and female triple jumpers.
The spillover was just absolutely insane.
It was insane. And they accommodated them all. Like, this is the first time they ever had cutoffs. People couldn't believe it. And I was like, I mean, look, if Texas Relays continues what they're doing, the Texas State meet's going to be as good, if not better, just because of the number of races that people can still do.
Right.
Yeah. So that staff deserves a huge amount of credit, because there's 4 of them and an understaffed grounds group, and the same 4 long jump officials officiated all 11 hours of long jump.
That's crazy.
They were amazing.
No, that's wild. But yes, Richie Bean and the Alabama State crew, come get that 4x1 school record, y'all. I'm rooting for that. I don't want Sir Lucius to invite to create another shuttle hurdle relay for I don't want to lose that record, but I'm absolutely rooting to lose the Alabama State 4x1 record. Fellas, come get that.
All right.
That's funny.
So moving on to the next big event from the weekend, as if there weren't enough. the women's Final Four. You know, a very big stage, a very I don't want to say elaborate. What's the word? Vibrant stage. That's the word I want to use. Vibrant stage was set with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. And the way it ended and how they picked and chose what they were going to scrutinize over was interesting. But I mean, first and foremost, congratulations to LSU for winning the championship. And then that got
Can we just say that Kim Mulkey is a dog in all the right ways?
That's
Man.
all I got.
Kim Mulkey is a dog.
Phenomenal job. And, you know, like they can pick at who said what, who gestured what, who did this, who do that, who's got this kind of hair and that kind of hair and all that stuff all they want. You know, please do not take away from the incredible athleticism and hard work and drive and passion that happened on that basketball court.
Yep.
The LSU woman walked in there with the mission of, we are not losing this basketball game. And it was clear from the start that they felt like, and we're going to show everybody they were the best team on that court, and they did. So, you know, congrats to Kim and her crew. Yeah, she's a dog. Yeah, she's a big girl, and better figure that out because LSU's not going anywhere.
She went in there and demanded $2 million a year, got it, and earned it.
Yep. In 2 years.
Got it and earned it. Because I know when she signed that contract for 10 years, 20 million, there's a whole lot of people was like, are you serious?
Yeah.
You know what? 2 years in, you're like, dang, LSU got a steal. Because people forget that 85% of that team is back. Their two best players are a freshman and sophomore.
The thing that sticks out
by eligibility.
The thing that sticks out to me is the fact that we are here talking about the women's final. And it's
absolutely outshone the men.
It speaks
absolutely
that the women have moved the game to this point. That we're first of all, I mean, the South Carolina Iowa game, unbelievable. Like you're just watching two completely different styles of play go head to head. And Caitlin Clark, I mean, look, they'll be playing that back for decades. Then we get to LSU that says, you know what? Since you won't guard us on the perimeter, we're just going to hit every shot. We're just going to, and that's at that point. I think it was clear that Iowa was not going to win this game. It was not. It was fun to watch. Now, you know, the face guarding and you can't see me, John Cena, all of that. I mean, that's part of the game. And it's what I hate more than anything else. We can talk about the underpinnings, the racials part of it and all of that. But the bottom line is this. If we are going to accept women on the same playing field as men, and you're talking about a sport where for decades, all women have had are men to look at and to watch, interact with each other on the court. Why do we have a problem with this? Why is this a problem? You know, and this is the thing that, you know, again, I think we have a long way to go to get away from that. This is what makes us watch. This is the part, you know, you want to see it. Like it's, no, there should be no delineation between how a woman plays basketball and how a man plays basketball. Get after it. Get in each other's faces. Let me see you. Let me see that passion. I want to see that. You know?
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. I have so many back and forth emotions over all of this. I loved the game.
Yeah.
I hated the officiating.
Yeah.
LSU was clearly the better team.
Yep.
Caitlin Clark was clearly the best player in the NCAA all year and in that game.
Yep.
Can I say this for a record? Caitlin Clark is the best collegiate basketball player in the country.
Absolutely.
Period.
It's not
female. Not female. She's the best collegiate basketball player in the country.
Full
if
stop.
you just base it on skill, full stop. She's
Full
the
stop.
best collegiate basketball player in the country.
I hate the idea or the narrative that women are supposed to be whatever you
Yeah.
want to finish that sentence
Yeah.
with.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
Yes.
They're athletes.
Yeah.
They're highly competitive athletes trying to win the biggest title they've ever been involved with on the biggest stage any of them have ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
And unlike every single man in the men's tournament, these particular women are building that stage as they go through.
Yep.
So the spotlight's never been bigger or more pressurized on any of them. And as far as I'm concerned, all of it at the end is a net positive for the sport of women's basketball. And therefore, I'm here for all antics that are within bounds of competition.
Yes.
I don't think it's fair that the young lady from LSU was getting extra scrutiny, even though if you actually watched the games, not just that game, but the 2 games prior with Iowa, what they both did was not exactly the same thing, and it wasn't the same context.
Right.
But I don't care. It's all fine. The part of all of this that really has been bothering me is the fallout after.
Yeah.
Because everybody is attempting to pit these 2 star players against each other as if they have a problem with one another, and they clearly don't.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark stepped out there and said, I don't think she should be getting any flack. It is what it is. We both talk.
Yeah.
We're good, which is exactly what she should have said. And the young lady from LSU is, I feel like, is taking a lot of the bait and is ultimately turning this into other things that don't need to be. But she's not alone.
But I'll say this: she's picking and choosing what she responds to, and so far her responses have not been bad at all.
Until I believe was yesterday, though, because what's the latest controversy of all of this? A dignitary,
The White House,
right? A dignitary, a non-athlete, the wife of our president,
Jill Biden, who I am a huge fan of, giving a bad answer to a question that she was asked, a bad casual answer, saying that she wishes that they could invite both teams because they both played hard. right?
And everybody took that and has spun it into Iowa got an official invitation to come to the White House. No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
She said, I'm going to ask Joe.
Right. I'm right. It was a casual answer to a question that was given to her. And she's not an athlete. She doesn't understand the context, right? It was just a silly thing for her to say. But people are running with it like it's real. And the LSU girl has run with it like it's real.
Yeah.
We're not coming anyway.
Yeah.
And then she says on a podcast, I think it was yesterday,
they're going to see the Obamas.
Right. We're going to go see the Obamas and all that. But that wasn't the worst part of it. The worst part of it was she admitted before the game ever took place, her and her team rejected the invitation to meet the vice president's wife. I mean, Jesus, you know what I'm trying to say?
First lady.
Rejected the invitation to meet the first lady because the president didn't pick them in their bracket. So you already had an issue. And now you're making it bigger. And that's not a good look. And it's like it's getting lost in the sauce of all the things that were amazing about the game and about the players and about her.
Yeah.
Like just stay out of all of that because it doesn't, you're being gassed up.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I love it from the standpoint of this. The contract with ESPN is about to be renegotiated for women's basketball.
They better.
And I'm telling you, like this is, I think we're finally going to get to a point where we actually see what they're gonna have to put their money where the mouth is, right? And the only thing that this is going to do, I feel, is elevate the game in particular. I mean, this couldn't have happened at a better time. Controversial or not, this is actually a good thing for women's basketball. So,
And
I just hope that I hope they don't take it. Okay, I understand that the women's basketball tournament it has earned all the respect it is currently getting, but I think it would be a massive mistake if they separate it, like disjoint it from the men's. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The way it's intertwined right now, I think works great for the women because they get casual fans as well. I think if you separated it and you let's say made it a week before, a week after, it would. I don't think it would do very well.
So
not as well.
What's being talked about is that they should be on the same card, right? And that, I mean, we're so far away from that, but that's what it should be, right? It should be the ultimate weekend of NCAA basketball. That's the part that, we kind of like to have our little piece over here. You can stay over there in your place. And I think what women's basketball is showing is that they can fill those seats just as easily as the men can. They can do it because the narratives are there. The prognosticators are coming back. There's still going to be those battles. I mean, my gosh, like people are going to be watching the regular season next year very, very closely based on what just happened.
Well, and LSU's team was built entirely from the transfer portal.
Mhm.
So, 9 new players, including the star, right? And Caitlin Clark is returning.
Yeah.
She ain't going to WNBA. Not yet.
Did I mention, by the way, that Kim Mulkey's a dog?
Absolutely.
Just saying.
All right.
I mean, Kim Mulkey beat Gino Auriemma when she was at Baylor.
He did. That's true.
All
We got
right.
Coach.
Switching it up. Talking about championships and switching up to the championships. So we're going to bring up some old stuff. The NCAA indoor championships for track and field. Should there be an indoor prelims? If you think so, how should it be structured?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No.
Okay, Lamar, why no?
The NCAA indoor meet is a one-of-one unicorn process, and that process would only work in the structure of indoors. I like it best that way. I like the cutthroat nature of it, and it makes indoor worth watching. So more indoor meets, a longer indoor season, more watered down process to get there. I'm not a fan of at all.
So it's interesting because what the current system is doing is that the indoor system is appeasing the elites because the best get to go, period.
Yep.
We don't have a situation where, you're running just as fast, but because the wind was switched around or whatever, you don't get in, or you weren't one of the final qualifiers, you weren't one of the little queues or whatever. The bottom line with indoors is that the best in the country, the top 16, go.
Facts.
My and I raised this, I don't know, many shows ago about what people are doing to get there. But the bottom line is this: the finished product at the indoor national meet is absolutely and will continue to be insane because of it. I came up just like you, Lamar, in the qualification system where it was based on the descending order list. You and I remember what it was like seeing that list being printed out and put on the billboard on the every Monday, and you're just watching like, oh, okay, that set you up for what you had to do, and every week You were just making sure your name was there. I think it fits with this, with the length of the season, being that it's 6 weeks maybe, and I can't see how a regional meet plugged into there. It would, at some point, they would have to make the season longer in order to make that work, in my opinion. So I'm right there with you. No.
Well, I'm not either for or against at this point, to be honest with you. I'm not sure how putting a regional meet would make it any less of a great competition, because I don't think the 16th and 12th and 11th people in the meet are the ones that are making it so phenomenal. I personally think that if you went to a regional system, it would make it better. Because what you're going to do is you're going to, one, teach people how to compete to get there like we do outdoors. Two, it eliminates the guy or the girl that goes and runs really fast in January or December and then shows up by the time they get to March and they're not ready. I think there's definitely some good reasons as to why you could do it indoors. There's a plethora of good facilities out there now, so you can't say you can't have the meets. Like you said, wind's not a factor, you know, and because it's head to head and you're qualifying to get to said meet, and because it's the first round, now when you get to the national championships, you don't have the best guy or best girl in the country running in lane 3. So there's a lot of good things that could happen with a regional meet, including the fact that I think that there's some people that know how to get their athletes ready at the right time that would definitely benefit from that. You know, there's some people sitting back in their hometowns watching the meet that probably would have been there versus some of the people that got there and didn't run so well. I'll just leave it at that.
So the only way I could see that happening is if we actually treated indoor track with the respect it deserves. And what I mean by that, there are basically 2 teams that are staying on campus in December because their seasons are ongoing. That's basketball, right? If we were actually allowed to keep our kids there to prepare and start the season earlier, I could see a situation where we're getting started that first week of January, and that adds that extra week after conference.
But governor, people are already starting the first week in January.
I know that, but not everybody can do that. That's the
No,
issue.
I get that, but
Yeah.
but I also think that if it was necessary, it would happen.
Yeah.
Right. So we can kick that idea around in any 100 kinds of ways. So you say it's unfair, and I'll just go ahead and say it. Those of us with first world problems can keep our kids around while you can't. But here's the other caveat to that. But you also the same group of people that are complaining that the first world teams can get on better facilities. So which one do you want?
Well,
figure it out.
I'm speaking purely about if we're advocating for this meet, we're going to have to add an extra week. I cannot see how the SEC could get over SECs, and the way you guys have to regroup to get ready for nationals, you'd have to add some extra time. I can't see how you would.
Oh no, I'm not disagreeing with that at all.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying
to you is that, like, if there's a will, there's a way, and I'm letting you know now. There's people out there that are for it.
Yeah,
don't kid yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not for it. I'm not telling you I'm for it, but I'm telling you that there are people out there that are, and there's a movement towards it. And all it's going to take is for the right distance coaches to get behind it, and it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
And look, let's be honest. We had this same conversation in small groups before this was thrust upon us outdoors. Right?
We were at the meeting and we voted against it.
Absolutely.
I'm still waiting to find the vote where it said that we wanted a split gender championship.
Yep.
So Sir Lucius did a lot of my points for me, which I appreciate. I will add this. I totally understand what Lamar is saying. I don't necessarily disagree with it. The 1 of 1 and all of that. Obviously, you'd have to add some time or subtract some time depending on how you look at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It would be disingenuous for anyone at this point in the world to try to make the case that the advent of regionals or preliminary rounds has made the outdoor meet worse, because it's only made it better.
Mhm.
Yep.
So as phenomenal as the indoor meet is, and it is, making people line up and earn their place by racing head to head would only make it better. Now, I think the lock holders here to Sir Lucius's very subtle but well-made point is the distance world. Because let's be clear, cross country ends and everybody that's really, really good in distance picks a early December meet and goes and busts out a qualifier, never to be heard from again unless they absolutely need to set up training for, they just train on through. If all those 3K, 5K folks had to actually race their way through it after their conference championships, I imagine it would look a lot different. And there may not be an appetite for that right now. The track issues, yes, there are a whole bunch of, I ain't gonna say a whole bunch. There's like 6 or 7 elite facilities for indoor, and that's more than enough than you would need to, have a regional. But there still is the very obvious reality that when it comes to the 200, 400, and 4x4, basically, if you ain't on one of those 7 tracks, you're not going to make the competition, period. You would eliminate that problem if people had to line up and race for it, because the marks don't matter at that point. It's about head to head, who you beat, who you didn't beat.
Now, I want to add something real quickly and briefly. Don't just pick on the 2 to 4 and the 4x4, because the majority of the marks in the 8, the mile,
I was going there.
are coming from the same tracks as well.
Yes, right. Different tracks, but the same tracks. Yes.
And let's not also forget the altitude factor as well.
Yep.
Yes. And that's my point. Right now, those that can, and trust me, all of us are trying desperately to be in those that can, right? My school is a California public school. We don't have any kind of big budget. We can't just go where we want to go. Well, of the 7 elite tracks that exist for sprints, hurdles, jumps, I literally only have access monetarily or realistically to New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's pretty good access, though.
Right. No, right.
It's pretty good access.
So please believe we're going to do everything we can do to make sure that the vast majority of our competitions are at New Mexico. Yeah. I wouldn't go too many other places at all. Yeah. Right.
I really don't know that there, if we're going to argue about the current system, that there's that many schools that don't have access to some facility where they can get it done. There's a whole bunch of them out there. There are. Well, okay, look, so you can do that, but okay, you say there's 7? Oh, there's much more than 7.
Not in the events that I was discussing.
Yes, there are.
But there aren't. Because no
there are.
come from any other.
Okay. But see, then you need to go look, because there were more than you have. Then you need to look again.
Sir, we can look right now.
You don't have to look right now. We don't have time for that.
I was like, no, we can't.
but trust me, see, at some point in time, we've got to come off of the whole 7 tracks deal, because I am and will always be a Carl Lewis fan of the fast people make fast tracks, right? Mm-hmm. And there are lots of tracks out there that you can run fast on. And let's move on before we get in too far into this nonsense.
Before I was able to pull up the list, huh?
Pull up the list all you want.
Well,
because when it comes to that, then most of the people came out of New Mexico this year. So, but Chew, let's move on.
So even more entertaining is Would You Rather. And I feel like the governor doesn't realize he's on.
What? Here we go.
I mean, it's your birthday surprise. I have
There you
to
go.
give you one last one. All right. Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
Okay. Would you rather spectate a rugby match or a soccer game?
Soccer. Come on now. All day.
Would you rather take care of this weekend? Would you rather take care of a baby or a puppy?
Baby.
Didn't even hesitate. Would you rather use Tiger Balm or Icy Hot?
Tiger Bomb.
Where?
Would you? Oh my God.
Oof.
Would you rather ask for forgiveness or ask for permission?
Forgiveness.
Ooh. Oh, last one. Would you rather eat a Hershey's Kiss or a handful of M&Ms?
M&Ms.
Got it. The tiles, it is yours.
Kentucky Fried Chicken or Popeye's chicken?
Ooh. Don't say the wrong answer.
Popeyes.
Good answer. Good answer.
Popeyes.
Okay, I'm gonna be ultimately specifically petty.
All right.
What is the single best place to eat in the state of Texas? See, because the rest of the world doesn't know. Listen, the governor is a absolute foodie.
Okay,
Yes.
so before you answer this question,
Uh-huh.
how good of a cook is your wife?
We're
Be
not
careful,
going
'cause-
solutions.
okay,
We're not going there.
Okay.
You mean
Okay.
the answer
I'm
isn't
just
button?
saying. So the answer might want to be my home. If you
No,
just try to help you out
No.
there, brother.
You mean it's not Bucky?
If I don't eat, if I don't cook, we don't eat.
Okay, so then listen, you're off the hook. Then there you go. I was just trying to make sure that you got the doghouse a couple of weeks ago. We had to pull you out of it.
yeah, you did.
Yes. All right. Man. Let me think about this. Because, having lived in Houston, Austin, now San Antonio, and then Dallas in between. Boy, when you talk about places that like guaranteed a good time, good food. Okay, there's a barbecue spot in Austin. I don't know if you know about this, Lamar, but it's called Micklethwait.
No, you haven't taken me there. You took me to Terry Black's.
Yes.
Took me like 4 different. What's the one that holistically overrated?
Yes.
Something Works.
Yes. Ironworks.
Ironworks.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't like it.
No. Micklethwait. Yeah, that's what it is. When we're back in Austin again, we're gonna make a trip out there. It is so good.
Done.
It is art.
Done.
So,
Clyde, last but not least.
What? What meet was the worst experience you've ever dealt with in your college coaching career?
Now that was petty.
Oh boy.
Plead the fifth.
Yes. I can tell you what happened, but I'm not going to tell you where.
All right, fair enough. You can tell me what happened.
Well, essentially what happened was we as like our staff ended up running the meet.
Ooh.
Oh, I definitely want to hear this story.
I mean, we got there and there were probably 5 officials there.
Oh.
So we ended up measuring, we ended up raking, we ended up like, I mean, we're just watching relay zones being completely abused and there's no one there. Like it was, yeah, by the time we were done, it was like it was a home meet that we had just put up on someone else's track.
Wow.
So I'll just leave it there.
Wow. Wow.
I am going to shut up now.
All right, moving on to heartbeat props, so we save his job.
Yes.
Wait, did Solutions ask him a question? Oh, you did, Popeye. That's
Yeah.
not bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
So giving some shout outs and lift ups to those who deserve it, or just recognition at that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm gonna go
shoot.
first. Mine's is simple. Just a big shout out to all of the collegiate coaches out there that got their athletes going again and put up the plethora of incredible performances this weekend. And as I said earlier in the show, I give a big shout out to Edric Floreal and what he did. Lonnie Green on the collegiate record. Our good friend Carol Gilbert Wayne at Georgia for her great performances in the 4x4 and the 4x2, and again, there's just a lot of people out there. Mike Ford at Baylor, anybody that knows, Chris Johnson and his crew will be back at it soon. So I just want to give a shout out to all you guys, even the guys on, and lady on the screen that, in the last couple of weeks have gotten their teams back together mentally and physically, and are, as the governor said earlier, has set it up to be quite the show when we get to
Yes.
Austin in a few
Absolutely.
weeks. So kudos to all.
I want to give heartbeat props to my jumps group. It is extremely early in the process, and we're just getting to the point where rankings are coming out, but I don't care what week it is. The fact that right now UTSA has the #1 men's triple jump group in the country, it's unfathomable. I could never have said that this crew would figure these things out this early, but kudos to the professionalism, kudos to this group. I mean, you talk about multifaceted, different personalities, but they support each other. They are consummate professionals, and I appreciate the work that they've put in. And as long as they understand that it's May that counts, May and June, I'm excited about where we're going. So shout out to UTSA Jumps.
My heartbeat props go out to all of the officials out there in track and field land, because
Oh boy, yeah.
It's a long one, and you've still got more to go. So I always try to make sure I show my appreciation for their presence and for their thoroughness and for their ability to at least absorb or deflect, maybe is a better word, my tongue lashings. So, but thank you for what you do, and I appreciate you all. And I try to get the best official lunches when we host. So,
Coach Chu sort of took mine, but it doesn't matter because officials are amazing. My heartbeat props go out to the officials, the horizontal officials. No diss to anybody else, but the horizontal officials at Texas State. They officiated 11 plus hours of long jumping and another 4 hours of triple jumping, all for I believe 2 different Chick-fil-A sandwiches. And I mean, look, if anybody ever wondered what the worst paying job in the world is, it's definitely track official.
Yeah.
because the hours suck and the food is not much better. So
Well, unless you're in
my
the
for
Southern
real,
California
no
region.
joke around. My for real, no joke heartbeat props go out to that group because I was there for most of that meet and I know they were there. I saw them.
All right. My heartbeat props. It is relay season. And my heartbeat props go out to all of us NCAA coaches who have at least lost a good year or two off of our lives. The stress of getting the relays right every year. Some people do it right early. Some people get it right late. Some people never get it right at all. And when you are not getting it right early, you fear every moment that you're going to end up on the we never got it right at all. I don't like it.
Oh, boy.
And I am definitely 2 years closer to my death.
Oh my gosh.
So,
oh boy.
heartbeat props to all of y'all. I wish everybody nothing but success. And when it goes right, it's like you can't even celebrate because you're just like relieved.
Yeah.
So, you know, me and my crew, we're gonna get it right. When it's all freshmen, it's only harder. So,
That's funny.
I will see y'all at a relay meet soon.
All right. Well, with that said, this is a close to year 3. We're going to start year 4 next week. Yikes.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow. It's kind of crazy.
Boom.
It is.
3 down,
So,
3 million to go, baby.
oh my gosh.
We're gonna bequeath this to our children.
Oh my gosh. Bless their hearts. All
One
right.
day,
Well,
Kai is gonna be sitting in the petty seat.
Hey, you're talking a lot more. You're gonna be here sooner than you think.
mm-hmm.
All right, good folks. 3 awesome years.
Yep. Well, thank you everyone for your attention. Have a great weekend and we will see each other soon. Bye, everyone.
When the lights come on, the roaches get to running. When the lights come on, opponents mess the plumbing. Heard you like it warm, hot, knife the butter. Truth hit them hard, knock them off that rebuttal. Tsunami, tidal wave to your puddle. Tough love, punch you in the arms, little brothers. Athletics LLC, there's no others. Track the field's pacing, we'll peel to go further. Hey, Wile E. Coyote, it's road runners. Feels like you know us, you've been with us the whole summer. If not for this quarantine, these 4 corners wouldn't be here, but we here, so start learning. You gotta earn your stripes, gotta get your scars. Show you how to fight, but show us who you are. You lack experience, but still you wanna talk. And who is actually talking to you? Circle's kinda small. Heads prevail when the backbone's strong. Gotta keep it coming, no, it won't last long. Pass it, failed, and sell the sad song. And if you don't check yourself, then that's wrong. Just trying to give you the real that you asked for. So why you keep cutting us off to ask more? We put it in slow-mo, but you fast forward. Athletics LLC, the task force.